What's up, everybody? Zavin here, and today we're taking a look at Do Not Take This Cat Home, developed and published by Pixeliminal. And it's just kind of like a lightweight horror, from what I read on it. Anyways, it's available on itch.io. So yeah, let's go ahead, jump in, and see how it goes. Please take care of yourself. Will do. Do not take this cat home. You're not having a great day as usual. Oh, it's a story game. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign you should have stayed at home. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Yeah, right? You turn to head home when... Oh, shit. Huh, what was that? There are only a few people around on the streets. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them seem to react to the sound at all. Okay? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark and dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in a cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. Well, yeah, obviously, huh? It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. Puts its paws out in front of the edge of the box and looks up at you. Oh. So cute. And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about the cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock that they haven't already found a way to rule the world. Do you think you'd mind bowing down to the feline overlord? You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves a cat in a cardboard box these days anyways? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? I mean, you would think, right? The cat doesn't answer you. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Okay. Well, since it says don't take the cat home, we obviously have to take the cat home, right? You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Meow. You're all alone, and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as you press it into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food and then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside of it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch it for a moment as it curiously explores its new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food, you open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your leg with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen. You start to cook your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed, tomato sliced. Oh, ow. What the ow. You wince as you cut your finger with the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. See, yeah. And the funny thing is I'm allergic to both cats and tomatoes, which is hilarious, right? I cut my finger slicing a tomato, which I would never do. And I, too, found a little black cat on my way to the store when a few years ago. And it was the night before Halloween. And I just see this little, it looked like a little devil head poking up out, like a little shadow of a devil head poking up out of the gutter on my way to the store. And I was like, what the hell is that? So I stop, I turn around. When I parked my car on the side of the road to see what it was, that little black cat was already like at my car. Like it was sitting there waiting for me to show up, right? And it was the most pitch black little thing I saw, little devil ears. So I pick it up. I go home. I drop it off at home as a little, surprise for my son and for my boys. And then I go back to the store. And of course, I don't just go to the store for what I need now. I get a litter box. I get the litter. I get the food. I get the toys. I get, I spend too much money on this cat. Well, lo and behold, I find out that I'm actually allergic to cats. However, the cat still lives with us. So, and that was like 5 years ago, maybe even 6. But yeah, long story short, yeah, don't take the cat home or else you end up stuck with it. The only difference is I wouldn't have been putting tomato on my sandwich. You feel embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife into the cutting board. You're about to head up to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up on the counter, sniffs the knife, meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm all right. It was just You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly, but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. Oh no, at your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. Oh no, we're going to get eaten by the frickin' cat, huh? You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Well, yeah, the cat on the kitchen counter is weird to me. Like, I know they try to jump up there all the time. I will not let my cats up on the kitchen counter, so, because that's where I cook at, dude. I don't want no animals up there. Sure, they clean their fur, but they're not sitting there cleaning the bottom of their paws where they just buried a shit inside of a litter box. You know what I mean? Any food surfaces, there's no animals allowed on my food surfaces. That's like my only stipulation. They could wander everywhere but my bedroom because I am allergic to them and I don't want to sit there and fight with itchiness trying to go to sleep. So the cat's not allowed in my bedroom and the cat's not allowed on the kitchen counter, the dining room table, anywhere it's a food surface that the cat's not allowed. I do my best to. Obviously at night while I'm asleep, I have no control over where the cat goes, but I always scour the counters down before I cook. And I don't even really like the cat in the kitchen while I'm cooking, only because if I did drop a knife, I'd feel bad if it poked it. You know what I mean? Like things like that. Like I prefer only humans in the kitchen while I'm cooking. And I also prefer no animals on any type of food surface, anywhere that comes in contact with any food. But we don't feed our animals home like human food anyways. So like that way there's no like real desire for it. If I'm cutting meat or something like that, or packaging like ground beef or something, I might put a little bit over by the cat's bowl so that he could have some raw meat. But other than that, I don't do any, like, they don't get any type of like human food, especially cooked human food. I don't want them to have a taste for it so they're not sitting there begging while we're trying to eat and all that stuff. So anyways, sure, cat expert, but it was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do, right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon the cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You were going to take it to a shelter tomorrow anyways. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. Yeah, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick the wound while you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning up the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and it thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you would do if it starts getting more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Oh my God. Come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time, out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes around the corner into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you while you're it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have some idea on how to calm it down. You can only hope you don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number to the local vet, you pick up the landline and oh shit, the cat cut the power. You son of a bitch. The lights just went out. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked the power out. No, I'm pretty sure it was a cat that broke your breaker box when it ran into the hallway. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. Oh shit, here we go. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky's pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Ooh. Help, kill. 666. Oh my God, dude. That'd be a little freaky, I would say. The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. 134666, help, kill. Is that what it's saying, or is it just saying kill? No, it is saying help. Thinking now, you realize that the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage. But the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. You're afraid. You want to run. But its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, they hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large, round, inky pits. The flashlight flickers, and the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of the static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored, but no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock, and it feels as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You are afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Let's play. That was creepy. I got chills from that one. That was good. Right into your ears. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct wakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. You must not fear. Fear is a mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall onto the ground. Ooh. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pooling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor as if it had been kicked. Oh, God, the cat got the knife because that's how you cut yourself the first time. That son of a bitch. That stupid fucking cat. Oh. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming in from the outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tinted with red from your earlier blunder. But that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... Dun dun dun. You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up in your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on the cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. Oh, fuck, there's the eyes. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes comes forward. The cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over the knife as if skipping into light. Da-da-da. Oh, this fucking thing. It bends down to lap up the blood dripping from the blade. Ah. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of the shaky breath discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness of your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in. Licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? The golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the roads, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You could just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in the wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadow's growing around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Just look behind us. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Yo, that was pretty cool. That was a nice little story. I had a lot of fun with that. That was good, dude. I liked the horror aspect of it. I really like that style of game. This one took it to a different level. It was pretty cool. And knowing that it was ending 0, that means there's more endings. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys want to see the other endings. But other than that, yeah, this I think is where we're going to go ahead and end this one. Again, this has been Do Not Take This Cat Home, which I could fully agree with. If that's the case, you probably wouldn't want to anyways, because it could end up bad for you. But anyways, yeah, this is where we're going to go ahead and end this one. So thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day.